Hi there. So I started with sharing a video, well, not yesterday, it was last week, and last Tuesday, I believe. And I wanted to continue to share with you guys some other ideas um, of how to make relationships work. So I started by talking a little bit about what kind of things get in the way of conflicts in relationships. And it's interesting to me that I see that a lot coming up in couples where um, sex happens to be one of the top ones, where the partners have their level of sexual desire or even just intimacies, just physical intimacy, is not the same. So, what tends to happen then is one person ends up feeling left out or unwanted or unloved, and the other person is left with a feeling of, I've got to keep doing this even though I don't want to. um, and I've been thinking about a lot about that. I am not a sex therapist, so I don't want to speak too much about that, but there are some things that are pretty logical, maybe when you're not in the situation, to think about. um, Physical affection doesn't have to lead to sex. Just remember that. Remind your partner of that physical affection doesn't necessarily mean it has to end between the sheets. It can be hugging, it can be holding hands, it can be looking into each other's eyes, it can be kisses, it can be touching your partner's hair, their face. But of course, you want to make sure that it is a welcome touch, it's a welcome attention, that it's your partner is not wanting to be touched. But usually, when one partner is craving physical contact and the other person is not the type to give a lot of physical contact, I can't imagine that it would be a problem to give it to the partner who is really craving it. So that's one of the things that I think is very important to start at, is that you don't have to start with having sex. You can start with just gentle physical touching and touches that make your partner feel wanted, touches that make them feel loved. This could be just a back rub, just holding hands, just playing with your partner's hands and kissing it lightly. So these kind of actions are not sexual in nature, but they're very affectionate in nature. And if you continue to do that over time, you will start to find that you are more and more open to having a more intimate relationship. Oftentimes, with marriages, if you've been married for a long time, or even if you haven't been married for a long time, but you've had a lot of conflicts, the first thing that drops off tends to be sex. And it's a hard one to sort of bring right back in. It's hard to just jump into bed when you are angry or hurt by your partner. So I would encourage partners to start with just gentle touching and holding of each other. Maybe just hold your partner when you're watching TV. Maybe just lean over and give them a kiss. These are ways to let your partner know that you love them, that you desire them, that they are still somebody that you want to be with. The next one is money. That tends to be another really huge problem. And this can be, not having enough money. This could be that one partner gives too much attention to money making and the other partner doesn't. It could be your values about money. So sometimes, if your partner is someone who doesn't value as much as you, it can be a difficult situation, because you might feel a little bit morally superior, that you know what, I am not that materialistic, and that can come through in your relationship. So please be mindful of how you are being judgmental of your partner, because you know, you may not value money as much, but at the same time you may be enjoying the benefits of having money just as well. So you know, be honest with yourself that am I being judgmental of my partner, and if so, then maybe truly check that judgment and be realistic. We all do need money to survive, so what's a good you know mid path is what you want to get at. You know, where is a good middle path? How much money is too much money? How much time is your partner and you investing towards making money, and is that getting in the way of your family, of your relationship, of your marriage? Or you know, so having conversations about that, is ongoing conversations about that, is very important, because you may think you know your partner and you may think you know their values, but unless you ask questions, you're not always going to be sure of it. So ask questions, and also ask questions about what are their feelings about debt. Sometimes people have they have a lot of strong emotions about money and debt and things like that. So if your partner is somebody who thinks that debt is something that is terrible and it needs to be wiped out right away, and you don't necessarily think that way, that can lead to some problems. That can lead to behaviors on your part that makes your partner unhappy. It could lead to behaviors on your partner's part that it makes you feel like, oh my God, you know, we are just scrounging all the time. And so talking openly about how much debt is too much debt, how much money do you want to put aside for savings. These things are very, very important. And being able to speak to these things without having judgment of yourself, judgment of your partner, because you know, things happen in life, and the best you can do is work with your partner to solve those conflicts and problems that you might be facing when it comes to money. Not everybody grows up with the same message about money, but unless you speak with an open mind and heart and not be judgmental about it, it's going to be hard for you to get along with your partner and be on the same page. So today I just want to leave you with that. I'm not going to go any further, but you know, I will talk some more about these things. And how do we talk about money? How do we bring it up where your partner is not feeling judged or belittled, or you're not feeling judged or belittled? So next time when I talk, I'll speak more about that. But thanks for listening.